Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends were awesome. Of course, we had an awesome week of runs last week and a great weekend as well. And thank you all very much for all the support. We're still waiting for the next video to cross 3,000 likes. And let's kick it off with this brand new week and get the like streak back up and running. Here's your artwork of the day here, submitted 2 years apart by the same person, Anertos. Title of the thread, the original one here was, I posted Tainted Napoleon 2 years ago. Here's my comeback. So this is the new one that they posted. Then here is the old one that I actually didn't even get to see. I did not see this artwork at all. If I did, I definitely forgot it. But this one was titled Tainted Napoleon, which they then got roasted for, which I thought was kind of funny. But thank you very much, Anertos. 2 years ago, resurrecting old artwork. So let's hop on in and get rocking and rolling. Also, of course, we're going to be talking about last Monday's question of the day. I'm going to be reading off some of the most upvoted comments, and we'll talk about them in just a moment. Seed day is going to be Charlie Juliet 9 Yankee 72 Mike Papa. We've got Stapler, we've got the mystery gift, and hypercoagulation, which is probably not going to matter, but you never know, you know? Yeah. So again, I am really blown away, and on one hand, I'm blown away, and on the other hand, I'm not surprised with how much support that the Mosh Pit gives me and has given me over the years, that everyone has really jumped on board with the idea of getting more engagement in the comments and that sort of thing. We don't actually want to pick that up yet if we can help it, because we need to preserve it for the next floor. And the reason why it's a problem right now to pick up that Eternal Heart is because we're going to have to go back into the curse room to get that Soul Heart. So I'd prefer, hopefully, I think the boss is going to be this way. This looks like this is going to be the right way to the boss. I hope. But going back to it, the Mosh Pit has absolutely gone insane with the engagement and on the comments and that sort of stuff. And I want to talk about that as well as read off last week's question. So what I'm going to be planning on doing, and of course it's not the right way to go, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be allowing 7 days from the question to sort of elapse, and people can upvote their favorite comments and responses to my algorithm question, and then I'll talk about it on the next episode a week later. So obviously this was last Wednesday, or this Monday I should say, so this one's going to go back towards my very first question, which was, what was the absolute most craziest synergy that you've ever seen in Isaac? And I hate that we're going to have to end up using the Hangman card here. We could use a bomb as well, but I kind of want to go get Birthright, so I'm going to use Hangman. I mean, there's no way that we're going to be able to get around that. I don't think anyway. So, but yeah, last Monday's question, the algorithm question, was, what is the absolute most craziest synergy you've ever seen in Isaac? And I'll read a couple of the most upvoted comments, and that's how I'm going to go off. So we'll probably go over like the last, like maybe the most like top 3 upvoted comments that we'll see. Responses for now, and then, oh my gosh, what is up? We've gotten 2 random soul hearts. And yeah, and then we'll talk about it, and that's the criteria that we will be using moving forward. Unless if something changes or people want to see more or talk about more, then that's fine as well. Some people suggested that I get screenshots and post it on the screen. I think that's going to be too disruptive, not only for the commentary, but as well as it's just going to take up too much space on the screen, so I can just simply have it open up on the other monitor and just read it. Again, it's going to be a little bit rough around the edges just to start off with, just like everything is, to kind of get into a new flow, new routine of things before like we really start to hit our stride. So the first person, the most upvoted response, at least on my end anyway, was from Kevin Schottel, 45, and they said, I think it wasn't the craziest I've seen, but one I can remember, it was really funny and crazy looking. Dr. Fetus, Monsters Lung, Scatter Bombs, Brimstone Bombs, Pyromaniac, and Mr. Mega. Yeah, that would be one of those crazy bomb builds, especially with the with Monsters Lung just spitting out everything. Now, luckily for whoever ended up having that combo, they had Pyromaniac, because that would be absolutely horrible without it. I mean, it would be just downright just dangerous. So. And then the next one that somebody said was, it was going to be, I'm going to say Talk. It's going to be Toko Lover, something like that. They said craziest I've seen recently was Brimstone Bombs and Curse of the Tower when I had Host Hat. That's awesome. I wish I had that one. I am going to go, well, actually, there's no reason for us to go into the Curse Room right now. Because if we go in the Curse Room, we're just simply going to get... It's just going to be free, and our movement speed is not fast enough for us to go in there, get the Soul Heart, and get out. Now, if we had the Hangman card, that'd be different. I'm gonna shoot for the moon here and go for Birthright if we can. And I think that's going to do it. Yeah. That'll do it. Get Birthright, and I will take Apple because it is a fantastic Tears Up, and on top of that, it's a good tier effect as well. I'm not going to go into the secret room because obviously we don't have any bombs, and we'll see what we do with this mystery gift. But man, what a start here! 3.4 tiers now, 4.93 damage. Movement speed's kind of doo-doo, but our shot speed is fantastic, and we'll go over more of those responses here on floor number 2. And again, thank you all very much. Seriously, this is awesome. Last week was absolutely record-setting. And there's also, if you go back on last week's video, you're gonna see like a lot of comments had like 1 or 2 upvotes and that sort of thing. That's because I didn't like really figure out like how I'm going to do this in terms of like which responses I'm going to read. But I think that the easiest and most fair thing to do is just going to be the ones that have the most upvotes. Those are gonna be the most visible for me and easier to for me to pull up. So we're in some gnarly rooms, by the way. Anyone noticing that? We've got some pretty crazy rooms. Thank goodness our fire rate is good enough to hang with this. So. And then finally, the third response that I see over here was from Soul18XX67. Great name, by the way. They said the craziest I've seen has got to be Monsters Lung Brimstone with Hamolacria, and that is something that we actually have seen before. And Hamolacria just kind of shoots out in just 20, 30 different shots, 30 different directions, and then Brimstone, of course, covers the entire freaking room, and it's pretty insane. Although the bad thing about that synergy though is that you're going to have a severe lack of tiers. So you know, getting to the point where you're not going to be bogged down by Brimstone and by Hamolacria is going to be tough, especially with Monsters Lung in the mix. That's going to be that's going to be difficult to overcome. But if you happen to get Libra, or if you happen to get Rock Bottom or something like that, then you might be able to do it. But you know, you're going to be hard capped whenever you've got Monsters Lung, unfortunately. And so it's good and bad. You get the shotgun effect, but you do have to worry about the lack of fire rate. And that is not something we have to worry about right now in this run for sure, as we are absolutely killing it. Although I would like to get in the secret room if possible, which is going to be to the bottom of the room that we were just in. Yeah, man, last week's runs was absolutely unbelievable. It didn't set a record for like in terms of like overall like views and stuff, but it did pretty much like destroy any metrics that we had over the last probably year or so. I'm going to use the mystery gift in here, and we're going to get Flip. You know, Flip it's one of those items that you don't really think a whole lot about until you have it, and then it's like, oh, you know, this is really good value. And we've talked about this before, where, you know, Flip on its own, by itself, Flip is just a massive amount of value. You get basically 2 items for the price of 1 in terms of Devil Deal. Same thing goes for stores. Same thing goes for any item pedestal that you want. And it's hard to beat value like that. And on top of that, if you have like a reroll or something, or school bag, that's when it really starts to take off. So it doesn't work on boss items because they weren't in the room at the time of you actually acquiring Flip. But it does work in Devil Deals, as you see right here. So we get basically nothing free here, which is really unfortunate, because we don't want anything other than Pentagram. We definitely don't want Ocular Rift. We don't want Sister Maggie. Vengeful. I mean, Hungry Soul is kind of whatever, and we definitely don't want Little Delirium or Blood Rights. I mean, Blood Rights could be fine, but I'm going to take Pentagram if you just want to see what Flip does. There you go. But yeah, we're not going to be taking any of those. And there's honestly not a whole lot of us. There's not a whole lot for us to do on this floor, so we'll try to make boss rush, especially now with Flip. Curse the Unknowns, not that big of a deal. I'm not going to go into the curse room yet. I just want to see what we've got going on here for the rest of this floor. Especially without us having a bomb. There may be a stone chest in there that we may not be able to access without one. But Flip does give you a lot of options, man. And like, you know, it's not an item that gets enough credit. Again, this is what we talked about the last time that we actually had Flip, talking about putting more respect on Flip's name. And I'm certainly guilty of not doing that. And we definitely don't want to take... Now, one thing I will say that I've learned about Flip is... There we go. Let's run for that. I wasn't sure if it was there, but I'm glad it was. One thing I've learned about Flip is that you cannot go into a room, take the item pedestal and go, oh, I don't have a full charge. I guess I better wait, and then come back, go get your full charge, and then go back into the item room or wherever your item pedestal is, and expect the item pedestal to be there. That's not how it works. It's a very common mistake that I've done before. Isaac didn't fire there. That's what took me by surprise there. That little, if you're wondering what happened in that bottom right-hand corner of that room, I didn't fire for some reason. But one thing you cannot do with Flip is you cannot take an item pedestal, assuming that you don't have a full charge yet. Take the item pedestal, be like, oh, I need a full charge, leave, and then come back into the room that had the item pedestal, and it still be there. That's not how it works. You have to use it basically immediately. If you take the item off of the item pedestal and Flip does not have a full charge, it will not allow you to bring back that other item pedestal. So you got to be careful about that. And there's been many times where I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy this item from the shop, and then buy it, and then like the item pedestal is just gone. So right now we definitely would want Infamy. We do not want Curse of the Tower, and then you see here now it's gone. It's basically what I'm talking about. So Infamy is going to give us a good amount of damage reduction and allow us to possibly negate some damage, projectile damage that is. It does not count for physical damage or contact damage. It's not like Conehead or like Star of Bethlehem or anything like that can negate all damage. It's only projectile damage. So we do get 9 lives, which of course is fantastic. Still lacking a movement speed, but we are able enough to gun down these Globins here just because of our shot speed and tears rate. A really, really strong start, I gotta say. And again, kind of continuing the trend that we've been seeing over the last month or so, which is just getting Guppy items when we don't have Devil Deals. So I mean, hey, whichever way we can muster it, you know. Very weird angle there. We don't really have enough money to make the shop worthwhile. It's good that we're at least going in the wrong direction for once, because we're clearing rooms and getting charges for Flip, because we're going to need them for our Devil Deal, assuming that we do get one. I mean, I guess we could take a look here, but this is still kind of a waste. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for us to be in here, essentially. I'm going to take the Soul Heart. I don't care about the Boomerang or the Broken Stopwatch. And we will indeed get one more charge on Flip, which is great. So we timed it pretty much perfectly, although there was no way for me to actually do that. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that was deliberate, because obviously I have no idea how many rooms there are on a particular floor or level. At the time of this recording, it's not happened yet, but I hope that Mark and I have released our new song on Patreon. So if it's not happened yet, though, I will say that we've written a new song. It's our brand new song here from the Word of Lauder. Very, very happy about how it's progressed. It's definitely unique, and it was very difficult to write. I don't want to talk about it too much. We get Jello here, which we don't honestly want, so I'm just going to save the Charger Flip, and I'll talk about the song in a moment. Curse the Blind. Also, I had no idea that we were down by this. We were down to this little HP. I actually had no clue. I thought we were totally fine. I thought we had tons of HP. It's gonna be Small Rock, which, gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, this is one of those times where Small Rock is just not gonna do it for me. Our movement speed is way too bad for us to take Small Rock. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Victor, I thought you turned over a new leaf. You're just going to take all the items and get all crazy. Who cares about winning? Well, I mean, I care about winning, but I also care about doing the right thing and the smart thing. That being said, though, we do have 9 lives, so I am feeling okay in taking blind items, even though I really don't want to. Take the Soul Heart here. It's going to be Miter. Fantastic. Flip it up. We get Bomb Bag, which... Yep. Now, Small Rock it used to be automatic for us. Like, it's a tiers upgrade, it's a damage upgrade, it's great, you know, great. However, there are certain situations, this one included, where I wouldn't necessarily automatically take it. I'm not saying that we're going to leave without it, but you're going to have to convince me that it's a good idea. Also, I made a really stupid mistake. I'm actually going to undo that. So the reason why I just did what I did is because we don't have a full charge on flip. And if we do get a devil deal, I want to be able to take 2 or possibly even more items for the price of 1. So it may seem stupid that I just did that, but it was even dumber for me to not go into the boss room with a full charge. So that is the penalty that we're going to be taking on ourselves. Now it's our job to not lose the devil deal chance and take red heart damage, because it was impossible for us earlier because obviously we didn't have any red hearts to lose. But now that I've, you know, voluntarily given up one of our lives just so we didn't have to worry about losing the devil deal, the extra devil deal item, we've got to make it right. So we got to play even better. There we go. Okay, so now the hard part is going to be killing Stain without getting hit with no soul hearts. We do have Infamy though, so Infamy is going to help out, but this is precisely the reason why I did not want to take Small Rock, is because of this very reason. Not having enough movement speed is going to render us useless, essentially useless, and helpless whenever it comes to dodging. So, you know, we're going to need to make good dodges here if we want to try to earn back that devil deal. And, you know, the Razor Blades coming out of Apple are looking real nice right now. Trick to Stain is just goading him into attacking, and then you just sit back and just plonk away at him. So we do get movement speed, so now we can take Small Rock, and it's going to be Krampus. Yep. So luckily we did hit Krampus there. Wow, those Razor Blades from the Apple are really, really, really strong. Coal is fantastic for us. So we do end up getting a movement speed upgrade, and this is going to be immediately negated pretty much all the way. We're gonna leave with a net gain of I think 0.1 movement speed. But the best thing is, of course, is that we don't have to worry about really, really bad movement speed. We can take the movement speed down, still get the tiers up, still get the damage up, and then we are looking fairly okay. We got very lucky in the sense that we did get not only a devil deal, but it wasn't a deal that we had to really guess on. But yeah, so unless we get another Curse of the Blind, hey, we came out all right on this floor. All right, let's take a look at this. So we got a golden chest and a regular steel chest inside of the mob trap room. By the way, I should mention that I have relayed all of your pictures to Mama Victa. She has been getting an immense amount of joy in seeing y'all's versions of the Mama Victa ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, and it's been. I do want to say thank you on a personal level for making her day, because. You know, there's been a lot of real life stuff going on, and you know, anything that brightens her day is incredible. So thank you all very much for making Mama Victa happy and smile. And she says she sends her love and her thank you and appreciation for everyone of those of you who took the dive into trying to make the very basic Mama Victa ham, egg, and cheese sandwich. It's been great. She's also been, and myself included, I've also been enjoying seeing the international takes on the Mama Victa sandwich, because you know, some people, obviously, depending on where you live in the world, you don't have like American craft singles, you don't have white bread, you know, you don't have Oscar Mayer basic ham. So, you know, seeing what people from many nationalities and around the world have been able to substitute with has been a true pleasure, and also kind of eye-opening as well. Like, I never thought about the fact that, like, yeah, there's just no such thing as American cheese in Sweden. You know, or there's no such thing as plain old white bread in in where was something else? I think Austria. Somebody posted one that was like it was a European style that was just like, man, that looks so much more rustic and awesome than mine. But either way, like, it's been awesome seeing the posts on Reddit, and please continue to do so. Like, I seriously take screenshots of it and then send it to Mom, and she absolutely loves it. She sends the heart emojis and the crying face laughing emojis, and it's great. So thank you very much for making her day. It makes my day too. Don't really want to go into the curse room. We're not going to make boss rush at this point. So where the hell is our item room, by the way? We still have not even found our item room yet. This is kind of insane. Wow, that is a weird spot for the item room, especially being so far away from the, not only from the spawn, but just from the store. So notice how the, now if we went in there and we used undefined, or not undefined, if we went in there and used flip, it would still be gone. So you gotta do your duty or get off the pot. That's not the way that saying goes, but in order to keep it family friendly, I pretty much have to. Oh my god, it's gonna be Quad Gertie. Quad Gertie Jr. that is. This is terrifying. Especially with this movement speed or lack thereof and no flying, but we are able to easily take care of all the Gerties. Yeah. Well, head on down. I'm talking about that item. I know. People are like, why is he putting so much emphasis on boss rush? There's never anything good in there. You can say that, but it's not entirely accurate. We've had boss rush produce multitudes of good items in the past, right? It is not necessarily a gambler's fallacy to say, you win some, you lose some when it comes to boss rush. If you do happen to have something like flip or reroll, I think it is in your best interest to get to boss rush as hard as you can. Just try. If not for anything, then just try to prove it to yourself that you can make it. Like right now, it's like a 2% chance that we'll make boss rush, but it's still worth it if we can actually go the right way. This has got to be a miracle of all miracles here. Oh my gosh, are we gonna make it? No way we actually make this, right? There's no way we make this. Trying to maximize our damage here with Lump of Coal. Need to get better luck rating so we can get our razor blades proccing from Apple. Great block there by Infamy. Wow, I can't believe that we made it with time to spare. That's Void and Brimstone Bombs and the Shovel and Dark Prince's Crown. Should have taken Dark Prince's Crown. That was a whiff there. And Box of Spiders. Box of Spiders. And I mean, it's not, none of these are great. None of these are fantastic. I'll take Mom's wig just because, but he told you to, Victor. Not real bad. I don't think it's fair to say. But, you want to... I've preached about it a lot in Isaac. You want to give yourself the best chance that you have to win. And a lot of the times that comes down to giving yourself options. And giving yourself... This is a weird map. Giving yourself as many possible ways to win as you possibly can, which includes being able to have the most items to choose from in a run. And options like that sometimes only exist if you make them exist. So for example, going into boss rush, making sure that you've got enough time to get there with room to spare. And being able to go in the devil deal, being able to flip, being able to re-roll, all that kind of good stuff, it comes down to you. The game's not going to give it to you. You got to make it happen. We just need 3 cents, game. We have Petrified Poop, by the way. I really want Black Candle, so we don't have to worry about blind anymore for flip. You serious? That is some schmoovin' globins right there. Only need 2 cents. I will play the Temperance Machine if I have to. I don't want to, but I will. Rock is tinted. Yeah, there we go. Super Secret Room should be here. There might be a world where I could have hit both the Tinted Rock and the Super Secret Room. Yeah, that's right there is the reason why hypercoagulation kind of sucks. It's just because the game takes a ridiculous trajectory whenever it just flings them out like that, and it's just not it's not great. Delay on the troll bomb. I mean, yeah. We get Soy Milk and Little Dumpy. And hey, you know, we've talked about it over the years. We've done it on tiers list. Soy Milk is, especially when you've got something like Death's Touch and a lump of coal. Soy Milk is top tier, y'all. It's just people are just going to have to wake up and realize that it is just a good item. You know, I talk about a lot about the importance of having a good fire rate, and what better fire rate is there than just constant. Now, this is interesting here with Vengeful Spirit. We have no way. Actually, I take that back. We do have a way of getting Sack Altar. But after that, there's no way of actually getting another charge on Flip. Not that it would matter, though, because Flip wouldn't be able to give us a pedestal off of Sack Altar anyway. So we're going to get Vengeful Spirit as well as getting Sack Altar, and I think that means we're going to lose Little Dumpy and lose Little Gish. But what are we going to gain from having the Sack Altar play here? So Vengeful Spirit, Sack Altar. And we get the Pact and Lord of the freaking Pit. I'd say that was absolutely worth it. Get Leviathan as well. Sorry, Little Dumpy. You know we love you. You know we do. And you know you've come a long way up the power rankings and the tier lists and all that stuff. But you know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made, and unfortunately, this time it was worth it for us. Going back to Soy Milk here, I mean, when you've got Piercing, when you've got Lump of Coal especially, it scales so well with Soy Milk. Every little bit of damage that you get, any type of damage up that you get with Soy Milk is going to be multiplicative on an immense scale, right? I don't want to say exponentially, but it's almost exponential. And that is just due to the sheer amount of fire rate that you have, the amount of tiers that's going to be that's basically going to be outgoing damage. It gets modified so heavily that even a quarter of a point of damage is going to be absurd amounts of DPS. It's about hitting hard and hitting often, and right now we hit often. We don't really hit all that hard. Thank you, Miter, giving us all these soul hearts as well. But we were getting soul hearts before we got Miter, which is actually still kind of weird. I mean, I'll take it. Like, I ain't gonna turn it down. Look at that. Just look at the chunkage. And that is just with not even max range Lump of Coal. And again, got to put respect on Flip. Flip made this possible. Without Flip, we would not have gotten Sack Altar after getting Vengeful Spirit. Just proving again how much value is really built into this active item, because you really don't get a whole lot of efficient value, like high dollar, high value items when it comes to active items. You know, like you usually get like passive bonuses, like, you know, you get flying and movement speed, you get tears rate and shot speed and soul hearts, but you never get that out of an active item usually. Unless you have like Void or something like that, which we don't. But, you know, what item can really take a run and just supercharge it like Flip can? Not many. Not many active items anyway that can do that. Okay, I'm not sure why we kept moving forward there. That was weird. I think there might be something stuck underneath my keyboard, which is weird because I don't even eat in the office. We get meat. We get a bone heart. So meat's going to give us a damage upgrade and one singular HP upgrade. But again, any little damage upgrade that we get is huge. There's no such thing as a little damage upgrade when it comes to soy milk anymore. Okay. Being said, we definitely need some movement speed, as getting run down by Polycephalus multiple times is not on the menu. Robo Baby. I think what we want here is if we can... I mean, I wouldn't mind an HP upgrade, but I'd like something more. I'm okay with Robo Baby if we can get him. Okay, so I'm going to take Fishtail here because if we end up getting Guppy, which right now is not looking too good, but you never know. Flip, we have a better than average shot at getting Guppy, so you know, even going into the dark chest, we're going to have a pretty good amount of opportunities to get more Guppy items, and we only need 2 more. The reason why I say that is because obviously the point of this entire episode so far, or at least the talking point of this entire episode so far, has been focused around how important Flip is and just giving yourself more items, more opportunities, more abilities to basically just make the run easier on you. People have been asking me if I've seen those crazy TikTok videos of the people doing like NPC impersonations or something. Like the ones where like I guess people donate and then the person like eats imaginary food with chopsticks and does like weird emojis. No, I've never seen them before. No, I did see those when they first were kind of popping up around social media, and I was like, well, there's like, I don't know if I've gotten to the age yet where I just don't understand how people work, but at the same time, the YouTuber and the content creator in me is like, that's like the perfect mix of virality. Which is not a word. Virulency? Well, I'm not sure. How would you say, like, I guess shareability, engagement? I'm not sure how I would say that. No, we don't have Brimstone. I guess I'll take it. We'll take Ivacult. I will also take Bloody Lust. We do not need the Quarter or Berserk. I mean, on one hand, I'm with you. Probably most of you, where I'm just like, this is like the cringiest, like, I can't even watch this for more than 2 seconds without being like, I just don't want to, I feel uncomfortable, you know, like really uncomfortable seeing someone just act like an NPC, people give money, and, you know, they eat like hot dogs and make-believe ice cream. I'm there with you. I'm firmly in that camp, right? But the content creator of me and like the person who's been on the internet for a long time now and does this for a living is like, man, you can't buy that kind of publicity. Like, this is a perfect example of there's no such thing as bad publicity when it comes to this sort of living in this viral world that we've been living in for the last, you know, better part of like a decade and some change. And you know, I gotta respect the hustle. Do I think it's cringe and like I'm not gonna say dumb. Do I think that it's just cringe? Yes, extremely cringe. But I respect the hustle, because I mean, those people are making, you know, probably a lot more money than I am just by acting like an NPC. And you know, one of them, this girl was saying, you know, for like 100,000 likes, she'll turn the stream off, and then like she totally baits people into doing that, and then she's like, well, if you want me to stay, then I'll stay for 120 some odd thousand likes. I'm like, man, that is ridiculous. Now, of course, this is on TikTok, so I don't know how much money they're making on TikTok Live, but it's probably a fair bit amount if you have enough engagement. It's not like YouTube, right? It's a totally different algorithm and platform. But I can't watch it for more than like 5 seconds. I'm just like, man. Okay, I take that back. I lied. I have watched it for more than 5 seconds, but my point is that I can't sit there and watch it more than like the one clip, and then it starts repeating over again, and I'm like, no. I would actually rather go outside and like wash the windows than watch this again, because like I'm cringing my freaking head off right now. But stuff like that gets shared over social media. People are trash talking it. People are engaging with it, and that's the whole point of this. That is the whole point of that entire spiel, that entire shtick, is engagement. And at the end of the day, I can't hate it. You do you. That's why I say you do whatever makes you happy. I've always said that. I may not understand with it, or I may not understand it. I may not get it. But one thing I'll always say is that if you're not harming anyone or yourself, I think that it's totally cool, man. It's a vibe. I'm there with it. Now, what you're not going to see is me doing that ever. I will never find myself at any point in my entire life acting like an NPC and people send me money where I eat imaginary food and talk about like they're not even talking, they're just reciting the same lines over and over and over again. Oh my god, Cage, chill out. That was like a last second at the buzzer charming there. That was weird. It's just like it reminds me of Baby Metal. Now I know that there's some people who are going to be like, "Oh, you better not talk about Baby Metal." I'm going to talk about Baby Metal because I do not like Baby Metal. I think that it's horrible. I think it's absolute garbage. But what I will say now that the three of you have left, what I will say is that like it still works for a lot of people. Like they're immensely popular in Japan and in other parts of the world. They've got this weird mix of Japanese schoolgirls and heavy metal, and it's not my thing, but I'm not gonna hate you for liking it. It's just like we talked about, like with like Nickelback fans. Like I'm not gonna hate you for liking Nickelback. Nickelback might be your favorite band of all time. Hey, you do you. You're just not gonna catch me playing Nickelback, listening to Nickelback, buying a Nickelback album, or ever seeing Nickelback live. All right. So if you want to dress up like a NPC and act like it, and you can make that money, then hey, you do you. I'm there. I'm there with you. Well, I'm not there with you, but I respect it. These mascara is just going to just up the pain here in this run. And if I ended up making Alex do a thumbnail based off of those girls who do the NPCs, then please forgive him, because he listens to me. And not all the thumbnail ideas come from me, but I would say a majority of the thumbnail ideas come from me. Wow, we've done it. You've seen it live, everybody. There's a genuine, bona fide, gourmet, premium style, A world class Invicta full clear in the dark chest. Oh, we almost got Guppy. Which Continuum is going to be huge for us with having a lump of coal. Yeah, when that second wave of shots hits the other side of the screen, that's when the damage really starts getting spicy. You thought you got me, game. Bloody Lust is going to increase our damage every time we take damage in a level, and Bloody Lust is going to increase the amount of, or Bloody Gust, I should say, is going to increase our movement speed and our tears rate for the remainder of the level. So if we do happen to take damage, at least we'll be able to do just as much, if not more, back to the game. Now we actually want to attack through the screen here because we're trying to maximize the amount of damage that we're doing with Lump of Coal. Look at that. Look at that. And this is where Eye of Occult really comes to help us. Look how much damage we're doing. Yeah, this is insane amounts of damage here. That was an absolute joke. Fancied. Papa Whiskey, Charlie Hotel, Echo Victor Bravo, Quebec. And now that we've reached the victory lap portion of this episode, I'm going to pass off the algorithm question to you all here. And again, these will be read next week, so next Monday. I'll be going over the responses. And remember, the most upvoted comments will receive a response and a recitement. A recital? A reading? I don't know. I'm picking weird choices of words today. They will be recited on next week's episode. So I'm looking for the top 2 or top 3 comments. Let's start with that, and then we'll continue that. So anyway, today's algorithm question for engagement will be: if you could think of the most eye-popping, eye-catching combo on Isaac, what would it be? Would it be Sacred Heart Godhead? Would it be... I mean, we can go maybe 3 items. It doesn't have to be a dual item synergy. What would be the most exciting, eye-catching, viral combo that you could think of in Isaac? I'm not going to give my answer because I know what I would say, but I don't want to poison the well. I don't want my influence to go over the mosh pit because this is the most interesting type of questions. I'd love to hear your responses, and I can't wait to read them next week. Got hit twice, huh? Is there a spider there that I didn't see, or what? I'm gonna wait for the full charge real quick. Oh man, this is about to get nutty. That is blue candle, not black candle, so we don't care about not having a full charge on Flip yet. So we end up getting Chaos, which is going to shuffle all of our loot tables, including our Devil Deals. So we no longer have what I would consider to be a good chance of getting Guppy, but you just never know. It's going to be Gimpy and the Satanic Bible, which I'm not going to take. We already have Bookworm, and we don't care about touching the Satanic Bible. Although, if we did do that with Flip, that would give us 2 Devil Deal. No, I take it back. I just literally talked about this, brain. We just picked up Chaos. It doesn't matter if we get Devil Deal. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And we got Guppy. Literally the first... the first freaking item that we get, and it gives us Guppy. That is peaks Invicta hilarity there. It could join, get Mom's lipstick. We're not gonna get Guppy at all. We've got Chaos. Instant Guppy. That is once again the game making me look stupid just because it can. Look at the absolute amount of shots that we are firing. It is a wave of damage. You did get PH Dizzle as well. I probably passed up a few pills because I'm just so used to not taking pills, but you know, that's just how it be. We've fallen. Yes, I do actually want perfection. Remember, we got the razor blade, and I know I skipped an item room, but My voice is starting to kind of bother me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It was a long weekend, man. Look at the size of the sights. It just shows you again just the amount of incredible damage that you can get out of soy milk. We've got soy milk, remember, and we only are doing 4.6 damage thanks to Money Equals Power, and we're still just completely shellacking the game. Like, the game has absolutely no prayer. There's not a boss in this game that's going to be able to stand up to this damage very long. Wow, even get mucormycosis. That's right, we took Ice Cube Baby. Normally I would just leave it behind because it is kind of like, you know, a garbage item, but we'll take it. We cannot, I just cannot see. So we're gonna get hit by a lot of stuff, and most of it is due to the fact that, like, I just can't literally see anything on the screen. It's just nothing but shots. Now you might be saying, Victor, you can just stop firing, you stupid. Yeah, I could, but why would you want to? Where's the fun in that? Regular old HP upgrade. Wow, look at all the items we're getting. Contract from below, we get lunch. And champion belt. Champion belt's good. What was behind Mr. Mizzle? That is Virgo. Scorpio. Well, we can't afford it, so. Probably be worth it to go into the vault here. Ice Cube Baby wouldn't be trash if it didn't get in the way of Isaac. Like, if it actually, like, clipped through Isaac, like, it wouldn't be trash. It would be fine. But the fact that it can collide with Isaac and, like, block you from getting into doors and stuff, or, like, stop you from dodging is really annoying. Just like that right there. I was trying to get to the boss room. Midas Touch. Probably won't use all that much. And there's Twanky Twanky and the Soul and Caffeine Pill. So we're going to take 2020. And we'll take Caffeine Pill, take the Soul. It's a range up. Range is actually great for us here, again, with this build, which is just phenomenal. What is the most viral... Talking about viral videos. What's the most viral, eye-popping, eye-catching, hey, you gotta come check this out, man, combo that you can think of? Like, what combo would make your friend who's never seen this game be like, whoa, now that is cool? Yeah, it's like showing people like old like coins and stuff. You're like, wow, like, I'm not exactly sure of this, but I know it's cool. You could do stuff like that. I've been really enjoying coins, and people have actually been reaching out since I haven't been talking a whole lot about them over the course of last week, but that's just because our runs are just so incredible. But yeah, I've been growing my coin collection very slowly but surely, and you know, people in the mosh pit have been reaching out saying that they've collected coins for a while. Some people have actually offered to send me coins, which, you know, I do appreciate that. I really do. I don't want to be taking coins from people, of course. Especially like if you're a collector and stuff. Like, I don't want to like take your like all your best coins and everything. But I do think that's it's very generous of people to want to offer that. We could take the D Infinity. Sure, why not? Get the wafer. This is not. This would be 2 or 3 for Spun, and we might as well take Little Horn as well. That Lover's card. The Lovers. But yeah, I mean, it's been really cool to learn more about coins and stuff. I just got done making a huge PSA submission for Pokemon cards, and I mean massive PSA submission. Like, so many cards that, like, I don't even want to tell you how many cards it is because it's ridiculous. The grading cost is absolutely absurd. But what's neat about cards in relation to coins is that I think that you know, it's pretty interesting how coins and cards are not alike. Graded coins, from what I've been learning, and shout out to Harry's Coin Shop and Adrian as well. Literally the only place that I go that I would like even buy stuff from. We don't really want those. Got boss rush real quick. Brimstone honestly is not great here. I'll be real with you. I don't think Brimstone helps us at all. Brimstone can't do what we're doing right now. Even though Brimstone's my favorite item in the game, it can't do this. But what's interesting to me about coins and cards in particular is that, and learning from Adrian and from Harry, they were telling me that, you know, if you want to earn money on like coins, like collecting coins and stuff, there's actually like a real big incentive to grade coins. And it's kind of the same thing when it comes to cards, in the sense that if you get a good grade on a card, like it's going to be worth like, you know, a lot more, like by a factor, like a multiple factor of dollars. But for coins, what's interesting about coins is that they actually have this thing called a red book or a gray sheet. And essentially what it does, from what I've gathered and what I've learned, is that it tells you the value of these coins based on like their like raw pricing, and then their graded pricing, whatever they score. And it's really, really interesting to see that. And I honestly have just been really enjoying learning stuff about a new hobby. Like that's been super duper fun and interesting for me. And it reminds me why I like to collect stuff, because it's like, hey, like this is mine. I can do whatever I want with it. I could sell it. I could keep it. Have a personal collection. You know, without giving too much away, like I wasn't really big into coins when I first started doing it, like a month and a half ago. But after learning stuff that I have about the coins, I've been fascinated with ancient coins. They're called ancients. Like stuff from like the Roman, Greek, like early Spartan era stuff, like even stuff before Christ, like stuff in BC. It's been really, really cool. I love it. I love seeing those ancient coins, like the denarius coins are really cool. And you know, I've learned a lot about just metal in general. And I'm not talking about the music either. But from watching just various YouTube videos, one of the guys that I watch, his name is Silver Dragons, and his channel is more about collecting, like not collecting, but like silver and gold and stuff and bullion. And that's where I learned of Harry's Coin Shop, and then the rest is kind of history there, because I've talked to them a couple of times and given them some business, and like really, really awesome guys. So they've actually been cool enough to offer to give like the Mosh Pit some free goodies, like a giveaway care package for the Twitch stream one day. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. There's nothing concrete or anything, of course, but I don't know. I like sharing my hobbies with y'all, even though it may not be too relevant here on YouTube, because like it's not Isaac related. Like I think people know that I'm a big collector. I like collecting Pokemon cards. I like collecting sports cards, even though I don't do it anymore. Magic cards, all that stuff. And it's been really neat to see really like impassioned responses coming out from the Mosh Pit. People have been like, dude, I collect coins. Like now's our time type thing. You know what I mean? And it may not be like the most attractive hobby, but I don't know. If you're doing, I say it jokingly, but like if you're doing hobbies to attract a significant other, I guess it could work. Yeah, I mean, you want to meet someone who's into like the same things you are, obviously. So luck up here, range up again. I haven't really. I can honestly say I haven't really met a girlfriend who was big into collecting like I am. Like I've never had a girlfriend who was just like, oh man, I'm into Pokemon cards, or she doesn't sound like that, of course, in my mind, but this is what I sound like. Or like, oh, I love Star Wars cards, or oh, I love sports cards. That would be pretty cool though, to share your hobby with somebody. My idea of a perfect anniversary gift. Go out to my favorite restaurant, Fogo de Chao. We go out to Fogo de Chao, and then we come home and we open up Pokemon cards. Or take a look at some really cool silver Morgan dollars that I've found. Yeah, the Morgan dollars, that's been primarily the coin that I've been buying the most of. Although I do own a few ancient coins here. A couple of them actually, thanks to Harry himself. Like, he actually gave me one, which was like valued at like over $100 for free. I was like, man, that is so cool of him. There's no one I respect more than Harry from ironically Harry's Coin Shop. But Adrian is one of the managers there, and he's also a fantastic guy. Really good stuff. You can find them on if you're interested in checking them out on Instagram. It's Beach City Coins on Instagram. Really knowledgeable guys, really fun to talk to, and they're very knowledgeable as well. And this is not a sponsored thing. I like giving people shout outs to people that I care about and I think are deserving of it. So Hush is getting just shredded right now, even though I can't see what the hell's going on. Old Hushy. Look at the size of those tears from Mucormycosis is doing so much damage to everything. And yeah, you know that we're gonna end this on Delirium. Come on now. What an absolute trucking of a run. Probably shouldn't have done a victory lap because honestly this one was pretty much written in stone, but I'm glad we did. We got to talk about a lot of stuff. And again, reminder everybody, the algorithm question of the day, hopefully I remember to put it down, and also doubly hopeful that YouTube decided not to remove my comment. But what's the most eye-catching viral-esque Isaac combo that you can think of? That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one because I want to see what the upvotes do on this one as well. And I really, really am enjoying like this whole new initiative of doing comment engagement and reading people's thoughts and that sort of thing. Like that's the important stuff when it comes to YouTube, and and just continuing to grow a channel. My channel doesn't grow very fast, but we grow steadily. And that's the pace for me. I wouldn't want to explode in popularity. I wouldn't want to get like a Mr. Beast shout out and get like 1 million subscribers overnight. I think that would be very jarring and honestly just not good. Like, it's not natural growth. My channel has grown very organically from the start. Well, I was not planning on that happening. Thank you, Chaos. But, even though my voice is bothering me and I'm pretty tired, I do it for y'all. And, it's been a while since we've had an Omega Run chance. And this one was definitely not spoiled by the thumbnail, I can tell you that, because, because I probably did make Alex do the whole, like, human NPC thing, but with Isaac as one of the girls eating fake food. And, away we go. Same seed, same everything. You know the score by now, and we're just going to get her started. Get her done. It's going to be a rapid fire. Rapid fire. So what we're looking for here, right now, what we're looking for is going to be getting another R key or Genesis, and then we're going to be trying to do an all bosses run. Now, that being said, we haven't gone to the quote classic side yet, meaning that we haven't beaten Isaac, we have not beaten Blue Baby, and we're going to have to. That has to happen, but we also have to have Mega Satan down. And the real problem is that even though we've been to, we just fought Delirium, but we still need to fight Mega Satan. Beaten Lamb, we've beaten Hush, we've beaten Boss Rush. Then we need to go fight Mother, and then we also need to go fight Beast. So this is not ideal of a situation when it comes to an Omega run. And remember, we still have Chaos, so what we're going to be doing right now, and I shouldn't have even walked in there actually, because need the angel deal, but we can get it right here anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're still going to have to beat Mega Satan regardless of what happens here. So like theoretically we could go fight Mother first, and then hope that there's a teleportation card, and then on top of that we have to have a sacrifice room in Corpse. There we go. So we can do that. And now what we do is we teleport to Mega Satan now. And then what this will do is this will give us a chance to possibly get a Genesis or an R key. Little Hushy. We don't need Little Hushy, but come on down. So if we get locked out here by Mega Satan, then it wasn't meant to be. If we go fight Delirium again, then it's fine. We can hopefully get another R key or Genesis inside of Void, and then we got to go fight Mother and have to hope that there's a teleport in there. If there is, then it's GG. But it all comes down to finding Genesis or an R key. And the reason why Genesis is important is because Genesis can also produce a death certificate. Actually surprised that he's still alive. I mean, that's a lot of damage we're shooting right in his face. We did get Delirium, so okay. Okay, so now we've got to pretty much go fight all of the bosses in Void and see if we can get either Genesis, Death Certificate, or an R key. It is possible for us to get an R key. I don't think there's a sacrifice room that can spawn in Void, but we'll see. That goes Haunt. We are still looking for any boss room. It doesn't matter if we find Delirium or not. It's not a sacrifice room. A lot of HP here. Not that Delirium has a chance anyway, of course, but it's always good to get HP. And we have somehow, some way, still not found a boss. There's a black market, though. Maw of the Void. Sissy! Sissy! I don't know why I took Maw of the Void, because we really don't. We're seriously never going to use Maw of the Void, but whee! Hello, Sissy. How long is it going to take us to find an actual boss? My God, we found one. Big Death. Death is dead. Guess I should have continued on to the bottom left-hand corner. But again, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna fight every boss anyway. Remember, we also have the wafer, so we're only taking half of the amount of damage we normally would be taking. I know that there was a tinted rock back there, but if you tell me that tinted rock was going to make all the difference in this run and prove it, then sure, you can get mad at me. Jacob's Ladder, of course, is just going to add to the visual doo-doo everywhere. Okay, so let's go figure out what's on this side of the world. Just trying to get around Ice Cube Baby at this point. Look, he's super dead. There is a red key. Red key also might give us a little bit of opportunity here to get something. The little pause that we're doing and the little stutter step because of Ice Cube Baby is really disorienting. And again, it doesn't help that I just can't see anything. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You know what? Let's go back to the beginning and try, I guess, this way. Again, we're still just looking for things to hopefully maybe give us some extra items in hopes that we get a death certificate or R key. And I'm not expecting to find the Ultra Secret Room. It's going to be pretty difficult to do on Void, I'm not going to lie. Maybe if we had Sacred or a Cracked Orb, I could definitely do it, obviously, but yeah. Dude, there has to be a little horn. There we go. I was going to say, there has to be a little horn grab here, right? Those horsemen's, those dead man, we get it hurts. Second delirium here. The delirium's going down even faster than Mega Satan did. Probably because we have Jacob's Ladder at this point, but you know. I wonder what happens if you take Red Key and you use it in Delirium's room. Nothing. It's just another room. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a second. How do we get from here to here? What is up with that gap in the map there? That is something I don't think I've ever seen before. Okay. We're not quite done yet. There's a couple more bosses we have a chance of getting something out of. Pay to play, which I'm just going to ignore. Very weird gap in the map there. All of our soul hearts back too. I love it. All the bosses? It might be all the bosses. looks like all the bosses. Well, we did an extra run. We did get an R key. It didn't quite happen. But, you know, I'm glad that at least we didn't get Mega Satan blocked. But it's probably for the best because, honestly, my voice is starting to really, really bug me here. So, but we did find a new weird gap in the map, at least Delirium. So, either way, what a run, man. What a way to start off the week here. Remember, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click that like button, everybody. Again, thank you all very much for all the support last week, as well as into the weekend. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Check out that algorithm question down below. And again, go check out my Patreon as well. If I've not already unleashed the new song that Mark and I did for the Word of Water on there, then stay tuned to it really soon because we will be releasing it early access on Patreon, and then I'll be releasing a full video here on YouTube, which has the new song. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Happy B-Day Nash, Greg Davis, and Rick Rue 59. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find down below, or by going to patreon.com/Sinvicta.